Welcome to the Bipolar Buzz podcast, where we slice stigma surrounding mental illness one episode at a time, and we give others courage to do the same. I am your host, Lay, a wife, mom, daughter, sister, coworker, and friend who also lives with bipolar 1 disorder. So, without further ado, let's slay. Some of the best advice that I ever received from a therapist came in one word, and that word was withdraw. She was telling me to quit and to remove myself from the situation that I was currently in order to heal and to give myself the time to recover that I so much needed in order to live a fulfilled and mentally well life. So it was 2017. I literally had just had the most traumatic thing to ever happen to me happen. And it was a psychotic break that I had experienced. I had been in the hospital for about 6 days. And the day after I was discharged from the hospital, I went right back to school and to work, and I pushed myself to get through it. And in the beginning, I was doing great. Everything was fine. I was able to succeed and do everything like I had done pre-episode. And then all of a sudden I just crashed and I was so depressed and I had no idea what to do. The environment was making me anxious, going to class, socializing with people, walking the streets of downtown Atlanta. That was all just making me so anxious and worried. And I ended up not going to class anymore. I just stopped going. I would be in the bed and I wouldn't get up. I would be there all day, and I didn't tell anybody where I was. I wasn't communicating with anyone. I felt so ashamed and like I had failed not only myself, but people who really had a lot of faith in me to finish the PhD program that I was in. But I really do think that most of the pressure that was on me really came from myself. And so I went to see this therapist at the university that I was in, and she said, withdraw. And looking back on it now, I recognize that she was telling me to practice something that I call, or maybe other people call it too, healthy quitting. And for me, what that means is it's okay to quit. If what you're doing is not serving you, it's okay to find something else, to do something different, or even to quit temporarily and come back if that's what you find is the best thing for you. But I just think that it can be so toxic and so unhealthy to force yourself to stick with something that you hate, or to stick with something that is causing you stress or causing you anxiety or causing you to worry, causing you fear, causing you anger, any sort of negative emotion that is triggered by the environment that you're in or triggered by the thing that you are pursuing. It's just not serving you. And maybe it did at one point and now it's not anymore. And it's okay to pivot. It's okay to try something new, to do something different. It's okay to take time for yourself and to figure out, hey, what is really going on here and what do I need to do in order to better myself? So I did end up withdrawing. I took an emergency withdrawal from my program with the intent to return. I was just so hyper focused on getting this degree, and academia or academics has always been so important to me, and so high on my list as far as accomplishments and achievements. Like, that's sort of how I defined myself, I think, when I was in my 20s or even in high school. And so I wanted to go back. I wanted to finish. I thought that finishing meant I was fulfilling some sort of a promise I had made to myself or to other people. I thought that finishing meant not giving up. But I realized that quitting and giving up are different. I didn't give up. I did quit. I did not return. However, I found a new path. And the path that I'm on now, I think, is the one that brings me peace and it brings me joy. And I wouldn't have gotten here, I don't think, on my own. Had things gone the way I wanted them to, I probably would have graduated with that degree and I probably would have, done what I wanted to do dream job wise, but would I have been happy? That I can't 100% say for sure that I would have been, but with this path that I'm on now, like, I do enjoy what I do and I have a plan for how I want to continue to grow and grow myself professionally and also just grow myself personally as well. And the experiences that I have had, the connections that I've made, the people that I've met, like no other. So, yes, that one word, withdraw, really changed my life. My therapist, that is, essentially was telling me that I don't have to stick to this script that I have written for myself. I can veer off the path. I don't have to stay on it. She was telling me that it's okay to live your life in a way that you didn't see it going or that you didn't plan it. You just kind of roll with the punches. And it's okay to try something and then to fail at it. It's okay to try something and then realize that it's not for you. You're not stuck. You have a choice as to whether you want to continue or you don't. You want to try something else or you don't. You're not stuck in that situation. And as I said before, if it's not serving you, then there's got to be some sort of change. It's not worth your mental health. It's not worth your peace, and it's not worth your purpose. So I hope that this helps somebody, and healthy quitting is definitely a good thing. It doesn't mean that you've given up on yourself. It means that you're actually on your team and you want to succeed. So next time you get that decision or you have to make that choice as to whether you need to continue something or whether you're going to take another route, just ask yourself, how is this making me feel? How is this affecting me? How is it affecting the people around me? And make your decision that way. And if it turns out that it's time to let it go, it's time to let it go, and that's okay.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Bipolar Buzz podcast, where we have the courage to slay stigma. If you like what you heard, be sure to subscribe for more and share with a friend.